Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to unlock the secrets of free online court record searches in Scott County to save you precious time and resources. Welcome to this explainer. Look, whether you're keen to uncover some vital legal insights, track down personal records, do a little genealogy research, or even just run a quick background check, navigating local government databases, yeah, it usually feels like wandering through a total maze blindfolded. But today, we're going to transform all that confusion into absolute clarity. But wait. Before you start furiously clicking away on your keyboard, there's a crucial secret you need to know. If you just type Scott County Court Records into a search engine, you're going to hit a massive brick wall of mixed results. Why? Well, because there isn't just one. So the real question is, which Scott County are you actually looking for? Here's the huge plot twist. There are actually at least 9 different Scott counties scattered across the U.S. We're talking Minnesota, Iowa, down to Kentucky and Tennessee, Illinois, Missouri, and all the way over to Virginia and Mississippi. And since there's literally no single centralized national database for county-level court records in the U.S., each one of these 9 counties has its own entirely different digital portal, completely different rules, and yep, completely different paywalls. Don't feel overwhelmed, though. Here's our roadmap to get you through this. First, we'll look at the Scott County Court Matrix, then finding your specific portal. After that, we'll cover search strategies and accounts, followed by deciphering your search results, overcoming hurdles and paywalls, and we'll wrap up with some final tips and disclaimers. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the Scott County Court Matrix. So, the scope of free remote access varies wildly depending on which state your Scott County is actually in. On one hand, we've got states like Minnesota and Indiana. They operate on a super open access model, meaning they offer free remote document downloads for most public civil and criminal dockets. But then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have states like Iowa and Kentucky. Their online viewing is heavily restricted. Sure, they might let you see a basic index of a case online for free, but actually viewing the court documents, that's blocked unless you pony up for a subscription fee or physically walk into the local courthouse. Moving right along to Section 2, finding your specific portal. The absolutely crucial point here is knowing exactly which official website to visit for your specific state's Scott County. Think of this as your personal decoder ring. You are not looking for some random .com site, you need the official state portals. For Minnesota, you're looking for MCRO, that's Minnesota Court Records Online. Over in Iowa, it's Iowa Courts Online. Indiana uses a system called MyCase. Now, Kentucky uses KYE Courts for basic dockets and a separate system called ECLIX for land records. Tennessee has the Case Finder, and Virginia uses OCIS. Trust me, knowing the exact name of the database you need right off the bat is going to save you hours of totally fruitless searching. Okay, Section 3. Search strategies and accounts. Let's talk about actually doing your search and whether you even need a user account to get started. In a lot of those open access states, you can just search anonymously, but in others, you absolutely have to create an account. For example, if you're hunting for land records, deeds, or marriage certificates in Scott County, Kentucky, the county clerk uses that ECLX platform we mentioned. If you're a resident, creating a private user account gives you 5 free searches a day for personal use. But, and this is a big but, if you're a commercial user, like a title researcher, you get pushed straight into a paid monthly subscription model. Oh, and a quick tip. If you do need to make an account on any of these portals, please use a highly secure password and keep your login details safe. These sites are holding incredibly sensitive legal data. So once you're actually in, how do you find what you're looking for? Well, when you're searching on portals like Minnesota's MCRO, following 3 specific steps is going to give you the most accurate results. Step 1. Always select your case type first to narrow the playing field. Are we talking civil litigation, criminal charges, or probate matters like wills? Step 2, enter the involved party's first and last name, or, ideally, use the exact case number if you have it. That's always best. And Step 3, refine your search by date ranges. I mean, if you just search for John Smith in criminal records without a date range, you are literally going to be sorting through hundreds of completely unrelated cases. Nobody has time for that. All right, let's move on to Section 4, deciphering your search results. Okay, so you hit search, you actually find your case, and bam, you are instantly hit with a wall of incredibly dense legal jargon. Let's break down how to interpret these results so you actually know what you're looking at. You're going to see the term Register of Actions pop up a lot in portals like Iowa Courts Online or Minnesota's MCRO. Don't let the fancy formal name intimidate you. A register of actions is really just a timeline. It's a chronological list showing when a complaint was filed, when a summons was issued, when hearings are scheduled. Basically, it's the entire roadmap of the lawsuit or criminal charge, from day one straight through to the present. Now, if you scroll further down the page, you'll usually spot the disposition. Understanding the disposition is absolutely vital because it tells you exactly how that real-world case was ultimately resolved. Was the defendant found guilty, or were they acquitted? Was the civil lawsuit dismissed, or did someone actually win a judgment? Simply put, the disposition is the final, bottom-line answer to the legal question posed by the whole case. Which brings us to Section 5, Overcoming Hurdles and Paywalls. You know the jargon, you found the right portal, but sometimes the system just flat out says no. It is incredibly common to type in a name that you absolutely know should be there, only to get a completely empty results page. If you hit a blank screen, don't panic, you are definitely not alone. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong, but there are some specific workarounds you really need to know to overcome these systemic hurdles. So here are a few insider troubleshooting tips, depending on the state. In Minnesota, for example, state policy actually restricts name searches on criminal cases that haven't resulted in a conviction yet. What does that mean for you? Well, if the case is pending, searching the defendant's name is just going to turn out blank. You absolutely must have the exact case number to pull it up. Over in Indiana, on my case, your search is going to come up empty if the record is sealed, expunged, or if it involves a confidential juvenile case. And in Iowa, you might find the summary just fine. But if you get an error when you try to view the full document, well, that's because Iowa structurally blocks remote document viewing. To get those full files, you literally have to request copies from the clerk or take a trip to physically visit the courthouse in Davenport. And then, of course, we have the direct paywalls. Say you're researching land deeds, judgments, or wills in Scott County, Virginia. You can track the cases for free, sure, but the second you want to view the actual documents remotely, boom, strict paywall. Be prepared to shell out about $50 a month for secure remote access to the Virginia online system. It's frustrating, I know, but it's a super common hurdle, especially for commercial researchers and genealogists. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 6, Final Tips and Disclaimers. Let's talk about leveraging some other totally free resources to complement your search. If that official court portal just isn't giving you the full story, there are other county resources you should absolutely be checking out. For instance, the county sheriff's jail roster. That is amazing for finding current inmate statuses, booking photos, and bond information that might not even be in the court portal yet. Then you have county property and GIS sites. These are absolute gold mines for tax, parcel, and building data that might be linked to civil cases. And definitely don't forget about the Vine system, like Iowa Vine. It's a free service that automatically notifies you the moment an offender is released from a county jail or state prison. Using these tools alongside the court portals will powerfully upgrade your legal research, and the best part? It's all free. Before we go, I have to give a very important quick disclaimer about public data. Local government digital policies, website links, and especially fee schedules, they shift all the time. What's free today could easily be locked behind a paywall tomorrow, or vice versa. So use these portals for informational purposes, but always keep in mind they might not be 100% complete or perfectly up to date. Always verify your legal findings and case statuses with a qualified legal professional, or just check directly with a local court clerk's office to be sure. All right, we have officially navigated the matrix, decoded the portals, and broken right through those frustrating search hurdles. Armed with all this knowledge, you are no longer at the mercy of confusing, outdated government websites. So the only question left for you is, which Scott County secrets will you uncover today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy researching.